Hey guys, it's Riley or else Thrifted over on Instagram and Poshmark, and today we are going to Last Chance. Now, I always say this in every Last Chance video. If you don't know what Last Chance is, it is basically a Nordstrom liquidation palette. It is where everything goes after Nordstrom Rack and customer returns and random stuff ends up there. So that is where we are shopping today. If you want to know how to shop at one of these locations, unfortunately there are only two in the country, one in Phoenix and one in Chicago. I go to the one in Chicago. So today we are looking for orange tag items because they are 80% off the price you see. I love picking up bogs, and there were a good few pair of bogs, but each of these baby bogs were $13 a pair, so I passed on them. I would have picked them up at like $8 for sure, maybe $9 since they were new with tags, but that's like about the top end. So 13 was just a little too much for me to pay for those bogs. So if you're like, hey Riley, why are you in the shoes? I know you said you have too many shoes. I bet you tackled your shoe pile. I didn't. I still have tons of shoes, but for some reason shoes is just like what I'm drawn to. So these are the first orange tag I found, but they were kids, so I left those behind. I really liked this pair of Birks I pulled out. Unfortunately, they were too expensive for resale. I did try them on myself, but I passed because I'm trying to be a minimalist right now. This is an expensive brand I've sold before that I picked up at Last Chance, but I passed on these ones because I feel like the brand doesn't really have a following and I didn't want to risk sitting on them for a while. As I said, I'm looking for orange tags because that is what is 80% off. And so what I do is I pretty much just flip up every pair of shoe. Now there are tons and tons of aisles of shoes at Last Chance. So I can't get through them all. I usually, depending on how long I want to be there, if I'm there for like, 2 hours, I might get through like 3 rows of shoes, and that's like left and right. I don't even touch every pair of shoes. So that's why even if you get there later in the day, you can usually find some, like right here I found a pair of orange tags that are Seychelles. They were $5 because 80% off of 25. So even when I get there later, usually a few slip through the cracks. As I say in every Last Chance video, Jeffrey Campbell is my favorite personal shoe brand, and that was a pair of very bedazzled Jeffrey Campbell. Unfortunately, they were not on sale. Just like as you'll see, most of the shoes are not on sale. I got here at Last Chance maybe around 1 o'clock this day. I am not a person who lines up in the morning for Last Chance. I know a lot of people who are resellers do that. I don't want to, so I don't. It's like, honestly, bins level competition at Last Chance. So I just take the leftovers, which is also what I do at the bins, and I usually get some good stuff. But anyway, I got here at 1 o'clock and did not end up finding that many shoes this day. So either there just weren't that many sale shoes or they got super picked over in the beginning. Steve Madden is my favorite bread and butter shoe brand, and that is what these are, and they're 80% off. So here I'm checking to make sure they are matching sizes, and they were, but I did end up leaving these ones behind because they were a little bit dirty and were coming out of summer, and I just, since I have so many, I figured this is not the most essential pair to grab. Then I found a pair of Jeffrey Campbell espadrille wedges, which this is not my favorite style, but they were on sale for like $6, and so I grabbed them even though we're going out of summer. I have better luck selling summer things in the winter than winter things in the summer, just because people go on tropical vacations for the holidays and spring break and stuff. So I mean, spring break is pretty far out to be thinking about, but people will be shopping for those summer items in the winter as opposed to buying a pair of boots in August. Although, some people are early shoppers, so let's rephrase that, buying a pair of boots in June. So another orange tag that I passed here were these Mark Fisher boots, not those ones, these ones. I passed them because they would have been $8 and they needed some major cleanup with like a magic eraser, and they still wouldn't have been in perfect condition. So while I probably could have sold them for like $35, I didn't really want to invest the sweat equity and $8 into them. I passed on that pair of birdies for $34 because I figured there was little room for profit. But I have paid up for birdies in the past. I've paid like $25 for them, but that was years ago. So I honestly don't know what the resale value is. Like, I'm assuming they're not worth paying $30, $25, whatever dollars for. But if I saw them at the thrift for $7, I would totally grab them without checking comps, which I'm not recommending you do. Here's a pair of very pink Barbie core shoes. I have no clue how much longer that's going to be a popular tag. I have a feeling not much longer, just because, our society does not hang on to things for very long. And since at the time of recording this voiceover, Barbie has been out for a couple weeks, I have a feeling people are going to move on pretty fast. Here's a pair of Schuts. I think that's how you say the brand name. They were not half off, 80% off. So they were about $6. Yeah, $6. And I have sold this style before. It does okay for me. And so I can probably sell them for between 30 to like 35. So I did grab them for $6. Some days like today, it's very hard for me to be happy with how much time I'm spending and how many shoes I'm flipping over to only, you know, end up with like 8 pairs. I'm like, oh, I'd rather go to the bins. I can get so many more pairs of shoes. But then I have to remember, I have so many shoes. Oh my gosh. Side note, loved these Jeffrey Campbells. So heartbroken they were not on sale. Anyway, I have to remember I have a lot of shoes. So good thing that I didn't buy a lot of shoes this day. I did end up buying the pair of Sam Edelman shoes I just pulled off the shelf. We will get to them in a second, but I just wanted to continue looking on this rack while I was down there and people weren't around me. Here's a pair of Stuart Weitzman. In my opinion, Last Chance always overprices the Stuart Weitzman shoes, so I don't even buy them 80% off. I saw that orange tag, so I had to go and grab it. It was a Vince sneaker. Maybe if they were bundled up together, I would have considered it, but that was just a single, and at Last Chance, just like the bins, it is almost impossible to find the single. Occasionally I get lucky. So I took my Sam Edelman shoes and headed off. They had some minimal surface wear. I was able to clean that markup a little bit better, and so for a little under $6 I figured I could sell them for around 30. And lucky me, I looked over and saw an orange tag just flipped up waiting for me to come grab it, and it happened to be this humongous platform Steve Madden. Sometimes if you hear me mess up and say Sam Edelman, it's because they're both my bread and butter shoe brands and they both start with S, so mix those up sometimes. Anyway, I grabbed these Steve Madden platforms. I think the reason they were passed on is because they are missing gems in certain spots, but that doesn't bother me. I think I can still easily get 25 to 30 for them. This is a nice item to show you while I talk about designer goods. This is a Dolce & Gabbana pair of heels. So a lot of people, maybe not a lot, I know some resellers go to Last Chance strictly to do like higher end designer stuff. As you have noticed, I've set a lot of $25 to $30 sales, which my Last Chance shoes, I would say, are usually $25 to $40 sales. If they're boots, a little bit higher, but that is my bread and butter, and I'm totally fine with that. That's actually what I prefer to sell. Designer gives me anxiety, and so when I have designer items to list, I tend to not list them, and they sit in my camera roll photographed. So I would much rather sell the Steve Madden than the Dolce & Gabbana funky fuzzy heels. Someone stuck this Ted Baker purse in the shoe section. It was $44 and I passed on that because I don't think it was worth that for resale, but it could be, I guess. I'm not a purse person, so who knows. This is my sister Kendall. She is in some of my videos. She's a big help to me in my reselling business. She's always finding stuff for me. So this day she was in the kids section and she found this mini Bowden dress, which, oh my god, was $40 at Last Chance. 41, so that was insane. It was adorable, but insane. Anyway, she was looking for kids' clothes to show the mom she nannies for, to see if any of the kids wanted them. The mom ended up passing on all of them, but I thought I'd still show you guys because these are adorable. Mini Bowden is a kids brand I pick up, and I would have picked these up if they were on sale, but unfortunately they were all full price, so Kendall is just giving you her little haul here. Well, I guess more of an anti-haul, since the mom she nannies for didn't want any of them.
Either Rory or Jack, because they're the same size.
Is Rory a boy or a girl?
Boy, both boys. Then for Lily.
Oh, it's a guinea pig. I love it. I would wear that.
And for Lily.
What brand is it?
Bowden.
They're all Bowden. Okay, thanks for sharing your haul.
Yeah, now I have to send her pictures.
If you're getting tired of seeing shoes, no worries, we are almost done. I did grab these 80% off Loeffler Randall heels because they are a very popular shoe right now. These were Jeffrey Campbell, again, adorable, not on sale unfortunately. But back to the Loeffler Randall, that is a very good style to be on the lookout for. I popped some comps up on the screen. The ones I grabbed are a size 5, which can be a harder size to move, but I'm the only one on Poshmark who has a size 5, so I'm hoping that will help sell mine since no one else has one. I know I just said I'm trying to be a minimalist, but I had to grab these Chacos for myself for $10. They had them marked at as a kid size. They're just a size 5, so I think that's why they were $10. And I have been looking for a new pair of sandals because all of my sandals have just been bothering my feet. These ones do rub my feet a little bit, but I put some band-aids on and I've been wearing them around. After the shoes, I went and popped over to the swimwear section because I was like, hey, summer's almost over. I bet the average person has bought all their swimsuits for the year. So I'll go see how many orange tags I can find. And spoiler, I did not find many orange tags. That was actually a pair of Spanx, or like Spanx shapewear, but I think it was priced too high for me to resell, or else I would have grabbed it. That is Commando's, another shapewear brand, and this one didn't even have a last chance sale price or tag price on it, and last chance will not sell to you if there's not a tagged price. This was kind of an amusing find. Helpsy Source got a bunch of this brand in like their first quality like wholesale liquidation boxes, and so I've been seeing them promote the crap out of it, and I did look at it, and it was, in my opinion, just priced too high for me to resell, but I thought it was funny to find out last chance, so there you go. That brand is sold at Nordstrom since it's sold at last chance. I was finally like, oh man, yeah, an orange tag, let's get it. And then I saw the brand, and it is this like Art Sands brand or something, and I bought 3 of their swimsuits in my major swimwear last chance haul back in May, and none of them have sold yet, and they're all plus size pieces as well. So they were all black and that one was printed, but I was just like, meh, I don't think so. Back in May, I also picked up a few of these Cachet Couture swimsuit brands. It is maternity swimwear. I think it's French, and it hasn't sold for me yet, but I did grab another one. It seems like they don't sell very frequently, but when they do sell, they sell above 30. I also grabbed this La Blanca swimsuit, which was a brand I mentioned a lot in my Bolo swimwear brands. I find this to be a great bread and butter swimwear brand. I liked this Eloquii swimsuit, but it was not on sale. Eloquii is a plus size brand, which I think is actually owned by the Limited, but like the Limited sold, so I don't know who owns it now. My sister found this. I've never heard of it before, but it was beautiful. I could tell it was great quality and had it priced very high, so definitely designer. I had heard someone mention this kids brand on Instagram, and so when I found it, I looked it up. I actually grabbed it because it looked like Mini Bowden to me, which, as I said previously, is a good kids brand. They had this priced at $9, which obviously is not a bad price for personal use, but too high for resale because it's probably only going to sell between $16 and $20, but that's totally worth picking up at the bins for me. So maybe a potential Bolo kids brand. The last category I decided to check before we left was the clothing. I did peek in the dresses, but didn't really see anything. This is actually the shirt section, and the shirt section at Last Chance is ginormous, many racks. And the dresses are as well, but the dresses are definitely more competitive. Here are some really cute Polo Ralph Lauren shirts. I feel like Polo Ralph Lauren has really stepped up their game with their more modern pieces, and I've not actually found any in a reasonable price to sell, but that is something I would pick up for, like the $5 to $10 range. As I said a second ago, dresses are pretty competitive at Last Chance, but overall Last Chance has become much more competitive than when I started shopping there in 2017. This is a good Bolo brand. I've picked up one dress from them. It has not sold yet. It is listed like around $120. I'm hoping to get like, I don't know, $80 for it. But if you find that thrifting, totally pick it up. Of course, as I always say, check comps, but if you're not feeling like it, it's a pretty safe bet to make some money. I think the main reason Last Chance has become much more competitive is because it has become more widely known to resellers and also just in the community. I mean, people go shopping for themselves. They pay full price for items, so those items don't make it to the sale days, which is when a lot of resellers go to shop. I did grab this French Connection dress for 80% off. I think I ended up paying $4 or $5 for it. French Connection is like not my favorite brand to pick up, but I thought this was a very classic style. Oh, there it is. Oh, I paid like $4. Yeah, $4 and some change, so that's good. Anyway, it sells. Oh, I saw this orange tag peeking out, APC. I feel like I've heard of it, but like I don't know for sure. So I grabbed it and I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be like $10 because I had it priced at 50 or 46, so yeah, close to $10. So I thought I would check comps and ended up putting it back after I checked comps because I didn't think it was worth it. I would have grabbed it if it were closer to $4 or $5, but for almost $10, I felt like leaving that behind. This was orange tag and it was priced very high at $250, but I could not figure out what that brand tag is. Let me know if you can tell what it is. They had it censored, so I could not read the whole tag. This is Rami Brook, and it is definitely a Bolo brand. They had it priced at $40, $45, not on sale, so I passed on it. At Last Chance, you will see a lot of Bolo brands because these items come from Nordstrom, and Nordstrom sells good brands, high price brands. So there are a lot of Bolo brands, but often you can't buy them because there's not enough room for resale. I did grab this French Connection sweater top because it was 80% off, and again, like the dress, it is not my favorite brand to sell, but I think it will sell, especially in fall, for around $20 to $25, so I grabbed it. That brand, Vichy, if that's how you say it, I have picked it up a few times but have had no luck selling it, so let me know if you've had luck. Oh, I went back to this Eileen Fisher top because I was like, I wonder how much they have it priced at with the flaws. It was $16, which is not bad, but usually when stuff is even majorly flawed at Last Chance, they still, like if it's Eileen Fisher, I expected that to be priced at $40. That's a good swimwear brand, Robin Picone. It was not tagged, so they would not sell it. This is a Barefoot Dreams cardigan. They had priced at $40. And guess what? I've actually never sold Barefoot Dreams. I've thrifted it once and it had some stains on it. And I thrifted it about a year and a half ago and it's still sitting in my stain treat pile because that's how bad I am at stain treating things. This is what I'm talking about when random things just show up at Last Chance. I have no idea what that was. This was a super cute rip curl shirt. I actually really like the graphic, and if it was on sale, I would have grabbed it to take to buy, sell, trade because I can't sell that for much. But if I can grab it for $1.20, then I can take it to buy, sell, trade, and they'll pay me like $8 in-store credit. This was a Max Mara Leisure, I'm sure it's like a diffusion line, Veronica Beard jeans, slightly like still Veronica Beard, but like because it's jeans, slightly diffusion, and both of those were not on sale. And Max Mara honestly just doesn't do that well for me in general, so I only pick it up if it's very cheap. You've probably noticed I've passed on a lot of Madewell. Even if it was on sale, I would have to think about it because Madewell is just either not selling for me or selling for very little these days. So smaller size, I for sure pass on it. A bigger size, if I'm paying like $3-4, I'll probably grab it and hope to sell it between $20 and $25. I found this awesome Vince sweater and it was on sale. They tend to price Vince high. This was priced at $70, so it was like $14, 80% off. And guess what, guys? I actually ended up keeping that for myself. So another thing where I was like, I'm gonna be a minimalist, but I do tend to throw on cardigans like that and wear them pretty much every day in the winter. So I think it's okay to add that one to my wardrobe. That swimsuit was Sea Folly, and it is an Australian swimwear brand and actually a pretty good one. I would have for sure grabbed it if it was 80% off, but $25 is too much to pay. I would, however, look for it at the thrift stores. This piece, actually not that one, I don't know what that is. This is Sync ASAP, a good brand to be on the lookout for. I think I pretty much never find it. I find it at Last Chance like this, but it was priced at $56. So that is definitely one where the other resellers who get there at 10 a.m. tend to, or 9, I think they actually open at 9, tend to get those pieces before me. This is Outdoor Voices. I don't believe Outdoor Voices is doing as well as it used to do. I don't come across it that often, but I know those leggings that are like the color black ones are definitely not good anymore. So we're winding down to our last few minutes in Last Chance, and I decided to head over to the pants section. I found these Joe's jeans, and this is not a brand I pick up often, but I thought this was a super trendy style. They're like a waxed straight leg high-rise jean, and they were 80% off, so I think they cost me $4 or $5. So they were a small size, but I decided to grab them because the style name was on there. They'll be pretty easy to list. Here's a pair of Paige jeans that I for sure passed on, even 80% off. This is a pair of Chloe pants that were 80% off. However, 80% off of $500 is still $100, so I passed on those pants for $100. Maybe I would have picked them up for $20, but that's not what they were priced at. I did find this Ronnie Kobo skirt, and this is already listed. I have it listed around $80 something. I'm hoping to get $50. This is an expensive brand, but honestly, the resale is not as high as you'd think it'd be for the retail. That skirt retailed for $378, and I am hoping to sell it for around $50. Alright guys, that's it for today's Last Chance Shop with me. Thank you so much for watching. If you like Last Chance content and reseller content, feel free to subscribe and like this video so you get more content like it recommended to you. I also have a Halara Part 2 unboxing coming out this Sunday. And that box has been doing pretty okay for me. Okay, lol. So I went and bought 100 more pieces of Halara, so there will be even more Halara unboxings on my channel. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Bye.